It is hard. It's a hard lesson that
Your
you
whole
have to
tone
learn.
changed. Your
You
whole
have to
tone,
learn.
your feeling.
Yeah, they
You
add
gotta
they.
leave people what they say. You gotta leave people kind of where they're at when it
Yeah,
gets to, hey, can I? It's like, damn, what do you do for yourself?
pick up every little nugget that you can. So it might not help you, tomorrow, but maybe 5 months down the
In the
line,
future.
yeah, you can use it in the future. So, and I
Right.
suggest go do something to better yourself and not just be like, oh, this person thinks he all that. No, that person, you don't know what that person's journey went through to get to where they is.
Right.
Be happy for them.
Having your basketball career. Oh, I see the facial expression completely.
Oh
I get
gosh, yeah, 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 yeah. Now we're hitting some.
Hey everybody, it's your girl Siobhan. Some of you know me as that, some of you know me as Stephanie. Either way, I'm the same person. I respond. This is the first official show, and I'm excited of Tensions That Tie Us. I'm very thankful to have my very good friend Christopher Warren. How are you?
I'm doing well, Stephanie, and I just never heard nobody call you Shabazz, Shaboy, Siobhan, whatever they
Oh,
call
wow.
you. So
Shabazz.
Shabazz,
Shabazz.
whatever the case may be. But I appreciate you having me, and I'm glad to see that how successful you are. And
Yes, 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 indeed. Look, after you talk about me, then you big me up. At least you big me up. So I appreciate that
that's
after
what
you
friends
talk
are
about
for.
me.
That's what friends are for. That's what friends are
Oh,
for. I got to keep
gosh.
you grounded before you.
I want to thank you for being my first guest. I appreciate you. We've known each other for many, many years. He always teases me about being older, but it's just a few months.
24 months is few.
This show's topic is very special to me, and I thought about you because I know that you have a lot of different business ventures that you do, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about it. And if you could just share with us just some of the things that you've done and that you do.
Sure, sure, no problem. My first business venture was my basketball. That's how we met. Obviously, we met in college. You know how focused I was on my basketball. It's my passion, my first passion. I love it. If I could still do it now, I would absolutely still play and love the grind of it, the energy of it. But my body doesn't like it, didn't like it anymore. My back, my neck and my back, my knees, and you just get old and the game passes us by. But it also taught me a lot of resources, gave me a lot of resources, gave me a lot of disciplines that I've learned from it, which led me to my real estate business, my tax business, direct sales. I've, tried a lot of different businesses for my son who I had to provide for.
All of the things that you've done and the journeys that you've had, what, in your opinion, has been the most stressful or challenging for you?
Just the people. You listen to
Okay.
people, and then you listen to the wrong people, then you listen to the right people, and you kind of decipher what is what and who is who, and
Right.
you have to kind of stick to your core principles. And as you see it, and when I mean core principles, I mean like what you believe in, um, what's possible, and what's feasible and functional.
So I know through different businesses and struggles, I know how it's been to start different businesses with me and different ventures. You come in contact with some negative people and you try not to let them deter you away from what your dreams and your hopes and everything. You basically just try to continue to look forward.
Right?
What do you think you've done that's helped you in that way? Or do you think it's more negative than more positive, or how would you move around that?
Again, I mean, because it all comes down to what you want, really. And what I want more than even money is my time and the freedom. I don't necessarily need to make $1 billion, to consider myself successful because that comes with a lot of stress and a lot of responsibilities that you have
Billion?
to. Yes, it comes with, I mean, I don't know because I don't have billions, but I just know that to get to that level, you have to have a big, a good structure, a good system, and people that you and people go all to me, it all boils down to people who you can trust and that can handle and can see your vision and can basically build you up. And kind of like basketball, we're on the same team. We don't necessarily hang out the same places, but we're on one goal, one mission to beat the team or whatever. So.
Okay, so would you say, because I know with me and different ventures that I've had, there's been people that motivated me, and then there's been people that I've just kind of been like, I need you to move around. But because I look at it, I guess because maybe I'm a female, I look at more so, I don't want to hurt this person's feelings. But they're more of a hindrance. You know what I'm saying? I know that I've shared with you a few situations and people that were around me, but have you ever had a situation to where it's like you want to see the good in a person, but they're more so hurting you and keeping you back than, being in your corner really?
So many times, even now that I come to my family and friends, tell them when I'm doing my business, they kind of just see you as a basketball player. Oh, you don't know do that. You're just a basketball player. I want people, your closest people sometimes are, not your best fans or best friends or whatever, because they kind of put you in that box and trying to keep you grounded when, you're trying to grow and trying to build. And, so you have to
Right.
not shun them, but also be like, yeah, if that's where you want to be, cool, no problem. But I'm looking to try to move up in the world. I'm trying to look to be more, do more.
Okay. What about, have you ever gotten to the point where, because I know there's some relatives that I've cut off and to where I've had to kind of step aside because it's always negative energy and it doesn't feel good to have negative energy around. Have you ever had to, without telling family business? I mean, have you ever had to cut off?
Yeah, I've had to cut off some friends and, to keep distance from family. And like I said, not really just cut them off because, at one point in my life, we were really cool and really, really bonded. I had a friend of mine we were tight for 2 years straight. We were just going through, they were supporting my events and stuff. And then one moment they were out. And you kind of say, man, what happened? What did I do wrong? But you just realize this life be life, and whatever
Yeah.
they were going through, they had to go through that, and we have our time. We're not enemies or anything. We're cool, but we're just in a different space. And if it comes back around, we'll always be cool as long as you don't really, be disrespectful to me or do anything to shun my name. We'll
Right.
always be cool.
Yes.
We'll always be cool because I understand. I don't get my feelings hurt like I used to in the very beginning in business. And that's one thing I've had to learn like in that New Jack City is business, not personal. So that's
So you
you
were
learned that
having
in a
your
long
feelings
time.
hurt?
Say
Your
what?
feelings, you were having your feelings hurt? You took it personal?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, because athletes, and I kind of, that's what I am at my core. Athletes, we take that, when somebody tries to, get us or try to what's called like, oh, okay, yeah, you gonna have to see me. So we do take it a little bit personal, but like, now I've learned that I gotta keep reminding myself they're not saying no to you, Chris. They're saying no to the business. We say no to all the time. It's just like but you just have to kind of find, people who will say yes and who do look for what you want and serve them as best as you can. Um,
Right, right. So, what do you think about? Because I've had relatives that have tried to get on different businesses with me, and because I know how they move, I've kind of, been like, you know what, I'm gonna keep you updated and I'll talk to you about it at another time. How would you handle, how do you move like that?
I like going into the business with people who have the same kind of uh, mindset and work ethic as I do. And it's really hard to find So you can't get discouraged. I used to want to get everybody in my business, everybody. Like, yeah, you come in my business, it's gonna be great. But kind of like dating, yeah, you fine, but you ain't for me because you're gonna stress
Right.
me out, so and that's how you kind of approach it in business, kind of see how what you're, what you can deal with and what you can't deal with, and kind of hold it at standard because you know, I like to run with winners, and winners don't make excuses. But if I hear somebody want to, say, oh, but this, that, and other, you know, nobody, at the end of the day in business, nobody wants to hear that. In life in general, nobody wants to hear that.
I know that I've heard so many different stories of people investing money in different businesses, and working with different people. I've started different businesses, even from cosmetology, even from when I've worked in radio, doing a number of things just to kind of have my hands in everything when it comes down to investments. And you're putting your trust into someone that they will take care of their part, and it doesn't end in the way if I'm doing it with like a friend, somebody that I've truly trusted, and when they do something that's not in their character, or should not, in my opinion, shouldn't be in their characters, like what are you doing? Do you know that we've both invested money, but I may have invested a little bit more, and it ends up hurting you? You get upset. How do you handle things like that?
Well, if you're investing money, you should already know that whether you invest $100 or you invest $1,000 or you invest $10,000, you got to be ready. You got to be willing and ready for that money not to come back to you because it's investing for a reason. Um,
That's hard, Chris.
I've been in real estate. Every deal doesn't go exactly as planned. See what the best way is to make your money, or cut your losses. Business is not for it's not for every. I mean, being an entrepreneur is not for everybody. I always like saying, make sure that you have your job and then use the 4 or 5 hours after your job to build something on the side. And
You mean like having like your regular 9 to 5 or
it's
whatever
I
it is
think
that they do? Okay.
whatever it is that you do, don't, until that that money meets your 9 to 5, and then you can maybe, pay more attention to your business ventures. But just to go all out and just, oh, I'm going to be an entrepreneur and I'm going to make all this money. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be hard to do. I mean, you can do it, but it's going to be hard to do. So,
What
or
if you two have never done it before, though? You're coming into a person, yes, you two have been friends for years, and both of you are starting it as new. So you don't know, you know their character as a person, but business-wise, the two of you are starting out fresh.
that was definitely me. I was fresh, and I was with a friend doing business, and I kind of leveraged their experience, but in that case, it still went wrong. So like, but you learn through those experiences, and you have to be mindful of like, okay, they didn't do this on purpose. They're not, if some people do it on purpose. That's why it
Yeah, I
always
was
goes back
just
to the
about to
people.
say. Right.
It always goes back to the people. You have to make sure that the person that your friend or whoever it is, that they have
Hmm.
your best interest at heart and that they're really trying to help you.
Okay.
And then you kind of feel like, man, like this person, this is my hard-earned money. I just be my, no matter if you're invested in my direct sales business or you're investing in me in real estate.
Has it ever gotten to a situation where the courts have to be involved? Or have you even let it get, or if you've seen it leading toward that way, you're like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it can get that way. I haven't, experienced that yet, or I really don't
Don't say
ever want
yes.
to. I ever don't want to, but like,
Right.
um, it can get there, and you just have to make sure that, again, it comes down to investing and knowing what the goal is, and do I trust this
Right.
person to give them, you know. X amount of dollars, let's just say for $10,000, for example, am I investing this person for $10,000, and if it's your last $10,000, you probably shouldn't be invested in it.
Well,
I'll
that's
just
stupid. Well, I don't want to say it's stupid to call anybody stupid, but that's
No,
stupid.
I'm just saying because you mentioned the court because if it's your last $10,000, attorneys are expensive. So you should probably shouldn't be investing if a certain
You got
amount of
bigger
money you
problems.
feel, yeah, yeah.
Would you say out of your different businesses, and please let everybody know the different businesses that you have, what has been with the businesses that you have? I know you're proud of each individual business, but what would you say is at the forefront that you're like, okay, so this is what I'm doing?
The most exciting business, in my
Mhm.
opinion, is the direct sales business that I have. It's because the potential in it is
Mhm.
huge. So that's the one I'm excited about and get, amped up about. My tax business, I don't, I'm like a hands-off in that. I mean, I do do the day-to-day operations, meetings
Okay.
with my business partner who is my brother. Taxes, it's a lot of boring stuff. So if I'm being honest, but we're doing well, and
Good.
real estate is what I was really inclined to for the last past 5 or 6 years, whatever. I just
Nice.
seen the potential that you can do with your buying, holding, flipping, you're rehabbing a bad looking property, you make it look nice again, and you see somebody see that whether it's a renter or a buyer, see somebody that's happy with and can make a lot of memories and the stuff something that you turned around, and it's kind of like
Nice.
pimp my ride. You see
Oh, you
the
went way back.
I'm going way back to Pimp My Ride. That's just, I'm sorry for the people in your audience that are not, my age, but
Oh my gosh.
uh
Do you ever show the before and after to them, or did you
oh
just let
yeah.
them? Oh, you
Yeah,
do.
yeah. I know not to them, but throughout my, my social media, I try to do the best I can. Sometimes I forget, but kind of what they look like before and kind of during the process. You really you get a good feeling that somebody's like happy
Yeah.
and proud and that they're living there at
It's
your
rewarding.
yeah, it's really rewarding. It's really rewarding, and it can be very, very profitable.
Nice. And
Uh,
as far as in with building the businesses, because I know that you and I have had a lot of discussions on um, businesses and who's supportive, who's not.
mhm,
I'm gonna kind of bring this to the table. Do you think in our community, do you
mhm.
think we are supportive? I'm gonna give my opinion, and some people may feel a certain kind of way, but it's just my opinion. Um, I do feel sometimes we may do a lot of talking of, oh yeah, we'll do this, we'll do this, yeah, we'll link up, we'll do this, we'll do this. When it comes down to whether it's investing or it's supporting or even down to reposting something, right? Sometimes we're not as supportive as other ethnicities that I've seen. Not everybody. I could say I've seen some family restaurant businesses that, you know, um, our ethnicities, African Americans, do support, but it seems like more so even under post, it's negative post. Oh, she thinks she's this, she thinks he's, or he thinks he's doing this. And I don't know if you have the same views or not, but just different things that I see from day to day, in my opinion, we could be so negative. And I'm sure everybody else in other ethnicities can be negative, but it's at the forefront for me that I see with our culture.
Yeah, you definitely see the negativity from us, and we have to. In my opinion, we need to do better because we kind of set the trends of the world. If you're asking me, people always kind of look at our community and you know they kind of copy some of the stuff in our community, kind of,
I
and
didn't want to say it. You said it.
yeah, yeah, but. I I think that we should come together more, but but it has to be the right connection. It has to be the right group of people that you feel comfortable around because again, that the power dynamic sometimes that's
Mhm.
where it can get a little bit, the muddy the waters. People change when they get successful and money and stuff,
Absolutely.
and you just have to always, you know, it's a I go back, it's a people business. If you like, I don't I just go back from my journey in basketball. I really haven't changed much when I was 22, when I had zero money, then when I was 32,
Oh, I thought you were
when I
talking
had
about
some.
hair.
Oh Lord. Where you talking about within our community, we kind of feel jealous of some people instead of kind of building them up like, man, that person did it. How
Right.
did they do it? Can you help me get on? And will I feel some type of way if you're making money on me getting on? And that's kind of, we just want like a hookup all the time, and that's not how business works. It has to work for both sides,
Yeah.
or it's not gonna work for anybody. What I was saying was when I was 22 and didn't have any money, I feel like I was the same person when I was 32 and had money.
Hmm.
But the people around you kind of don't maybe see
Change.
you the same. Yeah, they're like, oh, you think you all that because you have, this and I'm like, no, well, I work my ass off for whatever I
Right.
got. And I'm going to continue to work my ass off for whatever, God gives me in my life. And I
Right.
suggest, to people who are like that, just, you know, don't, go do something to better yourself and not just be like, oh, this person thinks he all that. No, that person, you don't know what that person's journey went through to get to where they is.
Right.
Be happy for them, try to steal a couple of nuggets from them and try to implement into what you're doing. At least our culture, we kind of feel, jealous and talk about them instead of just like, oh, that's good. How did you do that? Uh, take notes, take them out to lunch, see if they can, see what they're doing, if it can be implemented into what you're doing.
Right. Right. I mean, with that and what you just said, have you ever had it to where people have asked you for money with you having your basketball career? Oh, I see the facial expression completely.
Oh
I get
gosh, yeah, 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 yeah. Now we're hitting some tough spots, but yeah, I've had family members, friends come up and ask me for money, and yeah, it's never really a good thing to
Is it a borrow or is it a I'll pay you back or is it a can I get?
it's always I'll pay you back, and then you just might as well just if it's $5 or $50, $500, $5,000, just might as well just have that money, throw it down the toilet because that's the especially with friends or family, that's really what it comes down to.
Oh wow.
And I don't think it's gonna,
Mm.
they don't do it on purpose, but um, it's definitely um, it's always kind of the relationship kind of changes because like um, just in my example with basketball, like they think because just because I play basketball, like, oh, that's an easy job.
Right.
Always be
Right.
out there trying to learn, trying to pick up every little nugget that you can. So it might not help you tomorrow, but maybe 5 months down the
In the
line,
future.
yeah, you can use it in the future. So,
You think so?
and
I think so.
I know so. I know so. It has
Mm,
in my
been there.
experience. And like I say, you still love them from a distance, but like they
You
add
gotta
they
leave people what they say, you gotta leave people kind of where they're at when it
yeah
gets to, hey, can I? It's like, damn, what do you do for yourself?
Yeah, like yeah, I just after a while I told him like I'm not a bank. There's Chase, there's Wells Fargo, there's the credit union. Like they got more money than I do. If you need a loan, if you need something, go to them because that's the person that can hold you accountable. You want, try to you want me to be your friend and hold you accountable, then you don't really care if you owe me X amount of
Oh,
dollars.
Christopher,
So
that's hard.
yeah, it is hard. It's a hard lesson that
Your
you
whole
have to
tone
learn.
changed. Your
You
whole
have to
tone,
learn.
your feel,
Yeah.
your
You
whole
talking about getting
tone
your feelings
changed.
hurt. This is really, because like, if you owe me money and you're trying to act like, especially when you're fake about it, you just think, oh, I'm so successful, I'm doing this and doing that. And I know you're over here telling these people that, you're so successful and you owe me money. Like, I'm like,
Oh, so yeah, this right here that kind of cuts you deep. That cuts you deep.
yeah,
That
yeah,
cuts
yeah,
you deep.
because don't like I'm never a person that tries to fake the funk. You know, it took me like 3 or 4 years to, kind of figure out the real estate space.
Right.
On my direct sales, it's taken me like 4 to 5 years kind of get comfortable with all the no's and stuff
Nice.
that you have to hear. Um, but it's all about the system at the end of the day.
Right.
And you have to just work the system and kind of block out all the negativity, all the day-to-day stuff
Crazy.
that you go to, all the craziness that you go through, whether it's contractors not showing up, whether it's people send you going to an appointment, they say they're going to meet you at Starbucks and they don't show up.
That's
Um,
crazy. If you're setting a business meeting with somebody, and whether it's an investment, whether it's just anything, if you
mhm.
are setting a meeting with somebody, you should be held accountable. This is my time.
Yeah,
This
you
is my
should.
time.
You should. And like, I'm not perfect. When I first got into it, there's meetings I missed, and there's, because, you don't, but you learn after that, like, oh, I got to get organized. Oh, this is my, everybody talks about branding. This is your brand, that you're building. But you don't want people to talk about, oh, Chris was late. Chris is this. Chris is, didn't show up for a meeting or whatever like that. Because at the end of the day, all you really have is your name, and
That's true.
you want your name to stand for something.
That's
And
true.
if your name stands for like, oh, he's late, he's not professional, he's not gonna, do what he says he's gonna do. No, that's not what I want my name to stand for. I want my
Right.
name to stand for like if Chris it says he's gonna do something, he's not perfect, but he's gonna do what he says he's gonna do. More importantly, he's gonna have your best interest and he's gonna be with you through the mud to until you get to the gold.
Right.
So
Right. No,
um,
and that's true. Listen, and I can vouch for that. I mean, you're a pretty good guy. I mean, I guess.
I
I
try to
guess.
be. I try to be.
I guess you're a
I,
good guy.
I think I'm a pretty good guy. I think I'm, even
You
though I'm
are
bald, even though I'm
bold,
bald.
very bold,
Yeah.
very, very bold. A matter of
Mhm.
fact, I'm gonna put you
Aren't
on the
you bald
spot.
too? Aren't you bald too?
I almost cursed. Oh, look, and we got a nice shiny, shiny with your head down, just like
Yeah, I
that.
made sure it was all, I got the soul glow on my head.
Wait, I'm gonna put you on the spot
Okay.
in what you have behind you and that doll that you showed me earlier. I absolutely love it if you could show it.
I can show it. Yeah. This is uh one of my business partners got me
Wow.
a kind of I guess a stuffed animal or whatever of me
It's you. That's you. Yes. Yes.
playing basketball, and I didn't ask him to do it. This just comes with, doing right by people, doing,
Absolutely.
he's a friend now, business partner.
Nice.
But I didn't ask him for it. He looked up on the internet and seen one of my basketball pictures and said,
Yeah.
it's a pleasure working with you, sir.
Oh,
I
wow.
really value you. And this is like this little things that that come from business. I mean, we made some money together. It was cool,
Nice.
and
You
hopefully
didn't have to pay
we
him.
can do more deals. No, of course,
You
I
didn't have
pay
to
him.
pay him for a compliment.
No, no, no. I didn't have to pay for a compliment. No, no. You
Well,
kidding me?
that's nice. I listen, I thank you so much for this. I do want to just real quick before we wrap up, and like I want to tell people, I in no way, shape, or form have anything against us. I love us. I do. I love our community. I
Yeah,
do wish that we would, you know, support each other more and stick together. I'm not saying that there's not other cultures that are negative, right? But I'm in this one, so I speak for the experiences that I've been in. I speak for. Um, what I've seen, what I've heard, and I can only do that. And I do think as African Americans, we do need to be a little bit more supportive when it comes to businesses, when it comes to decision making. I think we need to be more responsible when it comes to finances as well.
yeah,
And so again, just white flag, okay?
yeah. I totally agree with you. We can do so much if we would come together as a community and
Right,
support each other. I mean, you don't have to exactly just empty out your bank accounts to, if you have a restaurant, just, don't go eat at McDonald's, go eat at their place. And if their food is good, tell their friends about it, tell them
exactly.
about it. And that goes a long way. But if it's
Right,
not so good, if I had a restaurant and you told me, Chris, the fish that you have is not so good. Don't be so like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about. Kind of listen and just see what you can do better.
right. So there's
Um,
feedback.
yeah, for the feedback, and don't just take everything as negative because but you got some people out there. You got to know your audience. Sometimes some people find negativity in everything. But
Oh
if
gosh,
somebody
yes.
that you know and like and that you trust or whatever, and they're coming up to tell you something, just kind of listen and try to get some feedback from it. And even if you don't do anything about it, just know that that person's coming to you, for you and trying to help you. And I think that's what we need to do more in our community is just try to build each other up and not don't take everything so personal. If somebody says
Mhm.
X, Y, and Z is, I think you could do that better, and you could just maybe just take some notes and see if it works and test it. If it doesn't, then throw it out. That's it.
Right, right. Constructive criticism.
Constructive criticism,
Yeah.
that's what I've lived my life through constructive criticism. So I don't again, I don't take things personally. If you say something, doesn't mean I'm going to do it. I'm just going to be like, oh, okay. And then,
Right.
yeah,
Take the feedback.
just take the feedback and, keep
Right.
it pushing.
Right, right. Well, listen, I thank you again so much. This has been absolutely great. If you could let them know your different businesses, throw it in there, let them know what you got going on, and give them your handles, know where they can find you and locate you.
Find me at Lavore Warren, Chris Warren, Life After Basketball. Basketball spelled it's life underscore after underscore basketball with a one and then L. That's how you find me on social media at LavoreChrisWarren.com. You can book a call with me and kind of tell me if you're interested in building some wealth, some finance, whatever it is business wise that you're looking to do. We can kind of talk about it, and I can maybe point you in the right direction.
Absolutely. Yeah, send all of that stuff. And look, and spell out Lavore while you talking about money.
Levour. But I go by Chris. I don't go by in some fake Shabazz, Shaboing,
Don't do
Siobhan.
that. We were having such a great discussion and talking about not building people up to bring them down. You remember that just a few
Hey,
seconds
I
ago?
say everything I say everything with love with you
Yeah.
because you've been my friend
No, no,
and
no.
I'm gonna age you for right now. You've been my
Don't do
friend
that,
for
please. It's
over.
long time, just a long time,
Oh,
just a long
okay. I
time.
was about to say for 45 years. So, oh, I shouldn't say that. My bad. My bad. I just told that you
I
were
truly hope, and I
65 year
mean
old
this from the
woman.
bottom of my heart, that you stump your pinky toe at 3 a.m. in the morning Yes, three, exactly three in the morning. Okay. And while I say that, I'm going to end this out. I thank you so much again for being my first guest on my show, Tensions That Tie Us, because really everything that we go through in this world, at the end of the day, we're human, and it all does tie us in. One band, one sound. We got to work together. And I thank you guys again for joining me. Peace.